Alright, today we're talking about BlackSuit ransomware attack on CDK Global. Now, CDK Global is a leading provider of technology solutions for the automotive retail industry with thousands of clients, including car dealerships across the United States. They offer software and services that support sales, inventory management, financing, and customer relations. And on the right is a image of their website. Now, what is BlackSuit ransomware? According to CNN, the group is a multi-pronged extortion outfit encrypting and exfiltrating victim data and hosting public data leak sites for those victims that fail to comply with their demands. The BlackSuit ransomware was identified in May 2023. They are considered a rebranding of the Royal Ransomware Group, which have been active since early 2022. This evolution reflects strategic shifts in their operations, including enhancements in tactics, techniques, and procedures. So the primary goal of BlackSuit ransomware is financial gain through extortion. By targeting critical service providers like CDK Global, they aim to maximize disruption and pressure organizations into paying substantial ransoms, which can reach millions of dollars. Now, this is a timeline for the BlackSuit ransomware. We'll go over this really quick, and then we will dig deep into the details of the analysis. So day one, initial access was gained via a Cobalt Strike beacon, leveraging Cloudflare proxy C2 communications. And on day two, discovery activities like system info and sharp hunt were conducted, followed by credential harvesting using robust and lateral movement via SMB shares in RDP. On day 7, persistence was established with system BC executables and command and control mechanisms configured on a file server. On day 8 to day 10, new CD servers and mechanisms configured on a file server. From day 8 to day 10, new C2 servers and additional Cobalt Strike beacons were deployed for further network infiltration. On day 15, final reconnaissance with tools like AD Find and Get Data Info.PowerShell 1, leading to ransomware deployment via SMB and RDP, encrypting files across key systems. The intrusions began in June 2023. Attackers gained initial access through a phishing email containing a malicious link or attachment, with the initial sign being the execution of an unusually large-sized Cobalt Strike beacon. The early sign of the threat actor's presence was the execution of a Cobalt Strike beacon, identified as RTWing64.exe. You can see the evidence of that in the screenshot. You may ask, what is Cobalt Strike? So Cobalt Strike served as the primary tool utilized by the threat actor, with a particular focus on its capabilities that mimic sysinternal's PsExec. These features, including PsExec and PsEdge, enable remote process execution across systems. This entry point allowed them to infiltrate CDK Global's network, setting the stage for subsequent actions. So approximately 6 hours after the initial execution, the threat actor entered the discovery phase. They used Windows utilities such as System Info and NLTest to enumerate the system and environment. System Info provides detailed information about the local system to help the attackers understand the system's configuration and its vulnerabilities. NLTest DC list is used to discover domain controllers within the network, which provide access to broader network resources and contain sensitive credentials. The screenshot here shows evidence of the execution of these commands. These discovery activities are often followed by lateral movement and privilege escalation. After that, the threat actor undertook multiple actions to obtain valid credentials, primarily leveraging Robust as the key to executing in memory via Cobalt Strike. Robust is a post-exploitation tool commonly used by attackers to interact with Kerberos authentication systems in Windows environments. Utilizing Robust, they were able to conduct AS-REP, roasting, and Kerberos roasting attacks against 2 of the domain controllers. The shown figure 2 shows evidence of them using Robust to write the result of AS-REP roasting output to a file. Following that, the threat actor ran sharp hunt in memory through the Cobalt Strike beacon and saved the output to disk. Sharp hunt is a reconnaissance tool that collects information about Active Directory environments. The last screenshot here shows mstsc.exe loading SharpHound as a common language runtime module. mstsc.exe is the child process of Cobalt Strike Beacon RT-Win64.exe. As you can see, the output here from SharpHound was stored in C Windows dodgy. Such a discovery method was also used in a different attack called Bazaar Code to County Ransomware attack, which suggests a potential operational signature of the attack group itself. So the picture on the right is an overview of the lateral movement involving SMB protocol and RDP. So the beachhead host is the initial compromised system to which the attacker gained access. The attackers began lateral movement by transferring a Cobalt Strike Beacon via SMB server message block protocol to workstation 2 using the admin's $ share. After compromising workstation 2, the attackers escalated their privileges and continued transferring Cobalt Strike beacons using SMB admin $share to other systems like DCX and domain controller Y, and eventually the servers. The domain controllers DCX, DCY served as pivot points for the attackers. They used the elevated privileges obtained earlier to perform reconnaissance and spread malware to critical systems, leveraging SMB and RDP for lateral movements. Now, after they are in the system, they need to ensure persistent access to the environment. The threat actor created a round key named SOX5 within the current user registry hive. The registry key's configuration indicated that PowerShell would be used to launch a system BC backdoor named SOX32.exe. In other words, the threat actor deployed multiple system BC executables on one of the file servers. The second executables established persistence through a registry run key and opened a new command and control channel. After a busy second day of activity, the intrusion was silent. The screenshot of sysmon event ID 13 registry value set shows changes to a registry key value in figure 1. The following screenshot shows how they escalated their privilege in the system. The attackers executed a command using CMD to interact with a named pipe. For example, 612990. Named pipes are communication channels within Windows that allow processes to exchange data. Instead of using Cobalt Strike's usual get system command, which is often used to elevate privileges to system, the attackers were already operating as system. This means they didn't need to escalate further using that technique. The final step was the deployment of the BlackSuit ransomware binary QWE.exe, which was distributed via SMB to remote systems through the $C share. The attacker then manually connected to these systems using RDP to execute the ransomware. Upon execution, the ransomware used VSS admin to delete shadow copies before encrypting the hosts. The time to ransomware TTR was just under 328 hours, spanning 15 calendar days, with files being encrypted and the BlackSuit ransom node left on the desktops and folders across the systems. Now, the consequences are operational disruption, financial and reputational losses, about $25 million in total, and they also leaked a lot of sensitive data exposure when attacker was trying to discover and collect data activities. And the lessons we learned is that we really need to enhance the phishing defense, because this attack's entry point was through the phishing email. And second, we need to strengthen access controls by having multi-factor authentication and apply this principle of least privilege. Finally, we can deploy advanced IDS and security information event management solutions to improve monitoring and detection. All right, that's the end of our presentation. And here are the references. And we want to ask 2 questions to conclude the report. First, how did the attackers ensure persistence? Second, what specific network segmentation or access control measures could have been implemented to restrict ransomware distribution? Thank you for watching.